Now for this question, we have an array that has already been created for us, which represents this specific table. Now, what we need to do here is says calculate and output the total of the numbers in the table, which is the sum, and calculate and output how many individual numbers are present in the table. So how many individual one of these, and then we calculate and output the average of the numbers. So now, because we need to go through every single number in the array, we need to, well, first set total to 0 and individual numbers set to 0 as well. Then we need to loop through each item. So we need to loop through each item in the array, which means we need to loop through the whole of the array. Now to loop through the whole of the array, we need to use a nested for loop that loops through each column and each row. So it's going to loop through the rows first, so row first, and then through individual columns. So it's going to go through this first row, then individual columns, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now we have 4 rows and 4 columns, so we're going to put 0 to 4 and then 0 to 4. Now what we need to do is add the total. So total is equal to total plus number row column. So number row column, first it will start with 0, so the row is 0, which is this one, and then column start with 0, so it's number 1. It will add it to the total. Then row will stay the same, row will stay 0 because we're still inside this loop. Column will increase by 1, so column is now 1. When it's 1, it will add this number. Then column increase to 2, it will add this, then increase to 3, add the 5. Then it will break out of that for loop and go back all the way to the top. And then row will increase to 1. Row 1 is this one, and it will do the same process, adds every single number to the total. And remember, we also need to add, every time we add a number to the total, we also need to increment the individual numbers by 1. Then we need to display the total is total, so we display the total, which is the sum, on the screen, and also display the total individual numbers. Finally, it says calculate and output the average as well. Now the average is calculated by dividing the total by total individual numbers. So if you have 100, we divide that by how many numbers there were that has been added together, and that will give us the average. And then we just need to display the average. Then we just add it, run it, and then it should work. So the total is 76, and the average is 4.75, and there are 16 numbers in the table, which is correct.